Hello, everyone. Jeremy, ZX of Easter, whatever you want to call me. Division 2 champion, Season 4 of SDL. I have a new strategy that was shown to me by a few players. You guys know who you are. I don't know if you want to be embarrassed by this strategy that you came up with it or not, but it's quite the little strategy that we have here. That this is pretty disorganized. You can see we're running down one lane with it, with Itos covering the sides, but it does work. So you'll see that these RCL units here, 17 pen, 40 points. You get a couple of these in the Canadian deck. And what happens is these have negative dangerous rating. So what that means is they get to shoot for free without anything else shooting at it. So it's going to anything is going to target any of the other units. So we bring out the reserve with the crappy M113. And then what we do here is we basically just run this down a single lane. So obviously, this 2-pointer is pretty clear cut place I want to go here. And we also have a stack of blowpipes. I've tried this with the Javelin LML trucks. Doesn't really work as well. I think the blowpipes, just the saturation effect is probably better. But you'll see here as we go ahead and press on the replay. Now, playing against Casa Shocker, shout out Star Deck. I've been playing under his name a little bit. You'll see, pretty generic opener. Whereas here, from my side, I am just attack moving to his spawn. One thing to note here with these units, where are they? The RCLs, these have to be stopped to fire. They can't fire on the move. I don't think they have a stabilizer or something like that, so they just can't fire when they move. So what you do here is you just run these down a lane. You'll see this is 8th Infantry I'm playing against. A pretty generic opener here for him. And you'll see the one problem that this does have with potentially running it down one lane is that he then is able to take up space, which I'm kind of alluding to is what he'll be able to do later into this game. But it's pretty easy to come back here. First tick, I'm buying a CF11 or a plane, whatever the fuck these are. I forget. Not a scientist or historian. You buy one of these just because, obviously this is very close to the flying pancake strategy of where you're worried about getting clustered. Luckily with 8th Infantry, he doesn't have clusters. So here you go. You can see here's a TOW2. It's about to fire at us. I don't even bother smoking any of this because I really just don't care if any of this dies. I just want to kill that TOW2. And you'll see here, TOW2 goes down pretty quickly here. It only gets one shot off. And because we have good vision, or we have very good optics units, we can just spot everything else. So we spot this. That's going to die. Now there's a Bradley here, some other units here we need to be worried about. Go ahead and dive that tow cobra. Plane gets out. We continue driving. One thing, a mistake here that I made here is really these should be moving in front of the RCLs because now you'll see these are going to get targeted by the tow cobra. And also the leopard will too. By the by the Bradley here. Unfortunately, it does go down. So here we kill the Bradley, and now we have a free path. We're just free willing the whole way down here. You can see I unload my blowpipes to kill all of that, but we're gonna just keep going. Now, Casa Shocker, I believe is his name. He's gonna just keep pushing here which is smart. This is really what you should do. Now he's committing a solo Abrams out here by itself to kill this, which is probably not the ideal play here, and you'll kind of see why, because it just doesn't have good enough vision. He gets a TOW2. He's trying to stop all of this. You just need to slowly come back from the strategy whenever you play against a strategy. You can see, unload the reservists as well. Brought another command cougar. I'm going around capping all of my stuff. He's coming over here as well to cap this. You'll see this Abrams here, with its bad stealth and mediocre optics, probably not going to be able to see this guy here. Anyway, he's taking up the rest of the map. Smart. Ito is missing. But now, I really don't care about these. I'm kind of just driving these around. They're just kind of bait now to take Ito shots, or TOW2 shots and everything. So I'm okay with that. And you'll see the Abrams is well within distance to shoot the RCLs and shooting an M13. Same with the TOW2. So here we go. I'm just bringing up some Cougars here just to see what I can find. See, Casa has decided, yep, I'm going to cap that. But now if we come back here to this Abrams, he can't see me. So what we get to do here is we get to hit him with the RCL. Side shot. You know, they load really slow. This Abrams is already on mediocre cohesion with a quarter of its HP left because it took a side shot. And now we're starting to bring out some helicopters just to hunt down anything that maybe capping or things along those lines, where we're gonna be just looking for vehicles that are overextended without AA. Pretty normal for players to do that, you know, especially in a position like this where you have to panic. You can see I'm buying Cougars. I have these at no vet just because I'm using them literally as if to kill infantry. At this point, like, I don't expect them to have a tank back here or even a Bradley. Cougar kills the mutt, driving away from the zone. AT plane or AT helicopter comes over here. And you can see from this angle here, the Cougars are going to run through this. We have vision of it. He does have a VADS that I don't know about, which is annoying. You can see I have this. I have his whole 2-pointer taken up now. And we can see an Abrams coming. Oh no, the recon is dying. Oh well. Big deal. He caps this. See here, we're just going deep. I really should have driven it up this road instead of continuing them on here. Because now that Abrams can see it. LGB plane coming out. Cougars are going to come in here. Lay down some fire into these mech rifles law. Just melt that unit really quick for us. LGB plane takes out that stack of bullshit. Does not get tagged up. But goes in for another pass here against the Cougar. I should have bought another ASF here, but I didn't, which is fine. Now you can see another Abrams here out in the open hanging out, getting shot up by the RCL. And with this, I'm going to go ahead and rotate my other RCLs around to fight this. See, down the mediocre cohesion already. Cougars are just spread out over here. Pivad's going to go down here. Cougars are getting cohesion damaged, but it's not the end of the world. Vads goes down. We can now pull this up for a little looky-loo on what's shooting at us. We find out it's a Ranger's Dragon. Go ahead and strafe that with the plane. And now you can see here, he's kind of backed into a corner. Now, the one thing that's tough whenever we play this is killing large tanks or heavy tanks, right? So one thing that we have to note here is that we do need to start buying clusters, which I do believe I start buying here relatively soon in order to take care of a lot of these heavier tanks that will cause issues for me. You'll see here, he has decided to opt for, what are these called? Patrols, which is fine. Guess that's a perfectly acceptable thing to buy here. But now, Cougar Reese's going to go in here and fight. We grab our 2-pointer back. We grab the side point as well. Toe2's getting hit. He drives a mech rifles leader in here, which was really funny. There's not much I can do about that. Cluster plane going to come out to kill the Abrams. Again, he has no AA. We already killed all of his AA. So I'm pretty confident he's not buying any. And he hasn't bought, if I recall correctly, he hadn't bought an ASF up to this point. Here you go. I got a blowpipe fighting a mech rifles leader right now. And we just keep driving here. You know, he can see all of this. There's just like the inevitable. He doesn't know what he can do here. And we just keep fighting here. We have these crappy reservists just fighting with battle rifles and other shit. And that's fine. We really don't care. And then we have the Cougars come over here. There's an Engineer's Dragon here. No vet. We don't really care a whole lot about this. We're just here soaking damage currently. This was annoying. I saw this a little late here. But you'll see how I deal with that here in a little bit. Another cluster coming up because I saw this Abrams driving up. So what do? ASFs win. Drop a cluster. Damage it. Now it can't really fight. I start shifting reservists over here. Reserves over here. Or to fight that. Engineer's Dragon, no cohesion, just fighting here. But now he has all of his infantry out in the open fighting reserves. So I'm fine with this fight because these things are also... Well, he's not that badly messed up. But they're going to get messed up doing that. Reservists just fighting. Big whoop. And now we're just kind of sitting here, right? +1. There's not much he can do at this time. We're kind of just waiting to bump out this mech rifle leader. As you can see, he is dropping smoke on it. But it's just a matter of time before I get that back. AT helicopter going crazy here. We go ahead and bomb that patrol unit. And now you can see his whole front line is just gone. It's snipers. I can still see this from the reservist. Boom, gone. And now we go to golf. And we just pick away at this. Like, there's nothing he can do here. See, the reserves are killing the mech rifles leader. Bring the cluster over to kill the hog. Because we really are tired of looking at that. Go ahead and kill that. And now, there's a Bradley. Oh no, there's a Bradley. Oh no, what are we going to do? We're just going to explode it with the AT plane, or AT helicopter. Cougar is here. We've cleared out most, if not all of this at this point with recon, so we don't have to worry about it. You'll see here, now we're just like fighting in his zone, which is where you want to be with this. Ideally, like in a perfect situation, you would somehow get to a spawn, but that's just not always possible. And see here, I'm just dropping stuff everywhere. Anytime I see something show up, I'm blowing it up. F111 LGB goes down. And at this point, the game is lost for him, right? He's going to start getting ticked on. We're going to get this cap. We're going to get this cap. Like, what aren't we going to cap at this point is really the question. And you can see here, the reserves going in here to fight. Going to take that all out. And that's really the game, guys. Like, I mean, we can let this play out, and I could talk over it, but realistically, this is not a high skills. Am I ruining the game a little bit? Probably, but this is not a high skill game, and it's pretty easy to counter, honestly. The way you would counter this is like literally this whole thing is you just have to aim at the RCLs, and pretty much it's over. I mean, like, what else? There's not much else you can do. So if the RCLs go down, kind of the crux of it is gone. I just lost with it as well to some random guy who was also playing Canada because he just clustered my stuff. It's like, whatever. So yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that's the power of it. Pretty big win here for Stardeck from Super Tel Aviv, aka me. But you can see here that everything dies pretty quickly here. If we just go to the timeline, you could see here how quickly, even though it's he kills a couple things, I'm able to kill things that are much more expensive. So maybe try this in ranked. Who knows? This could be something that may work for you, may not work for you. Now that people have seen it and they're probably going to start catching on to it, who knows? It'll get countered every time you see it. If you play against Canada, this is what people are going to expect. They're going to expect this. They're going to expect some sort of air cheese. Anyway, have a great day. I will catch everyone later.